What is up, all you guys awesome people? It's TheMunchBowl here, and today we're going to be unboxing the Andis tea outliners. And this was kind of spontaneous. My dad bought it for me for my birthday. You know, you may have seen birthday decorations in the background. Honestly, didn't expect all this, but you know, it's cool. But first, I just want to tell you all about what I read today in my, studying for the Bible and all that stuff. So these are all my notes, actually. You can see all this. Screenshot it if you want. Sorry about the mess. But Psalm 78 somewhere in there. Basically, it was just all of Psalm 78. You can read it if you want to, but what specifically stuck out to me was like verse 1 all the way to verse 22. And basically, it was just talking about how Israel, God gave them the promised land, all this stuff. He kept them through the wilderness. He delivered them out of Egypt. And he did all these miracles for him, literally rained bread out of heaven for them. But they were still ungrateful. They were still, believing in other gods, false gods, and all that stuff. And they didn't trust in God despite all the things that he did for them. And that's one thing that stuck out to me, because it's like, we all got to be way more grateful for, what we have and all that stuff. We have to be way more grateful for what God has given us already. Because it actually said in that chapter, that's one thing that makes God very angry, is when he proves himself faithful, when he proves himself to be your provider, when he proves that he can make the impossible possible, and we still don't trust in him despite everything else he's done for us. So that's just one thing I want to say before I get into this video, is just trust God with all you have. And if you don't believe in God, trust me. Don't trust me, trust God. Pray to him and expect something to happen. Don't be like, oh, he's not going to answer me. No, expect him to answer you, and ask him to reveal himself to you, and he will. That's a promise. He says, asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be opened unto you. So, but yeah, that's all I really have to say for the beginning part of this video. So yeah, let's get into this unboxing. Alright, so if you're wondering why I'm shooting this way and not directly down, it's because the microphone is right here. So if I talk behind the camera, then it's not going to record as well. But anyways, we got the Andis tea outliners. Obviously, most of you have probably heard that these are really good trimmers, and that's really all I have to say about it. Let's just get into this unboxing. So it'll be pretty simple to unbox, really. And so I'm gonna slide this thing out, and well, that's simple. Have this other thing in here too, and on the back it says, if you have any questions or problems with this product, please do not return to store. Okay, so if I have a problem, then nobody can fix it, I guess. Just kidding, I don't think that's what it's saying, but let's just get rid of the boring stuff first. Let's see. It basically just tells you how to use it and how to take care of it, all that stuff. Let's see. Okay, so that didn't really, it's nothing. It's just telling you how to take it apart and all that stuff. But anyways, alright, it turns out I wasn't even recording, but anyways, boom, look at them. So right off the bat, I could tell that these clippers are I believe these are made of plastic, but they do feel really premium. They feel sturdy and heavy duty, they won't break if they drop or anything. And it does fit in your hands pretty nice. It actually is smaller than I thought it was going to be, but it does fit in my hand pretty nice. Oh, y'all could barely even see that, can y'all? Alright, so does this help? Yeah, you can see how it fits in my hand. It fits pretty sturdy. It fits pretty nice. It's not too big or too small. It's actually just the right size. And it seems really comfortable, really comfortable actually. Because I know there are some clippers or trimmers where they have the buttons in weird places and you have to kind of hold it weird, or maybe it's too big or too small or too light. This does have a little bit of weight to it, but that's just what I prefer, because I feel like if it has weight to it, then I have more control over it. It's kind of like working with a camera. If you ever worked with a camera before, if your camera is really light, then the shot is going to be all shaky, but if the camera has some weight to it, then it could be a more stable shot. And that's kind of like how these are. That's how I like it. I like a little bit of weight to it so I can control it easier, because it's just easier to control things that are a little bit heavier but not too heavy. So I like the weight on these. I can't really tell if these are zero gapped. They look almost zero gapped, but I don't know if they're fully zero gapped. Alright, So is it zero gapped or not? It looks almost zero gapped, but I'm not sure if it's zero gapped or not. But I will be making a video on how to zero gap these, because zero gapping is kind of an important thing with getting a really sharp lineup. And no, these don't come skeleton. I don't believe that they sell these skeleton, but they do sell these zero gapped, because on the box it says right there where my finger is, it may be zero gapped. So I'm guessing they just kind of throw it in randomly, like some are zero gapped, some aren't zero gapped. You just kind of have to hope that you get one that's zero gapped already, or else you have to do it yourself. So if you don't know what zero gapped is, it's basically when the cutting blade is lined up with the guard blade, but it isn't all the way lined up. There's just a tiny bit of space, because if it's all the way lined up, then it'll actually end up cutting you. Basically, the closer it is to the top of the blade, or the closer it is to the top of the guard blade, which the guard blade is on the back and the cutting blade is on the front, and the cutting blade is the thing that actually cuts. And basically, the closer the cutting blade is to the guard blade, is the crisper the cut. So that's just a little something if y'all didn't know that. But the shape of these are really nice. They really do fit in my hands really well. That's the biggest thing I'm getting from it. Of course, it is plastic, but the plastic doesn't feel cheap. It feels good basically. And the speed of the blade is pretty fast, which I believe, I'm not like a barber expert, but I know a little bit, and I believe like if the blade is faster, like the faster it goes, the cleaner the cut is basically. And of course, this works best on dry hair. That's what it says on the box. And of course, that makes sense because dry hair stays in place better. They say this works best for coarse hair, but I believe this works for really all hair types. I mean, I've seen many videos of people using this on all different hair types, so I don't really think it matters, but it probably does work best on coarse hair, but I don't think that's really a big deal. It obviously will work on other hair types as well. And the motor type is magnetic, and I didn't really know that there are different motor types, but on my other clipper, on my other trimmers, there are pivot pros, which I believe that would have like a pivot motor. So I don't know really how these work. I'm guessing like it says it's magnetic. I don't really know how that works, but maybe y'all do. And overall, that's really all there is to talk about. I mean, the button right here, it's not really a button, it's a slide. And it's very accessible from the thumb point. With the thumb, watch this. Boom, it's easy. It slides over. It doesn't necessarily like click, because you can see it kind of slides over. It's more of like a slide rather than a click back and forth. So again, I do not know if these are zero gap. Actually they do look zero gap. So probably most of them come zero gap, but maybe some of them don't. And of course, there are different modifications you could do to this. Like you could zero gap it if it isn't already zero gapped. You can half skeleton it, which is taking off this front half, like cutting a slot in this first half. And basically what skeletoning does is it helps the trimmer be more movable, and it just helps you basically see where you're cutting better. Or you could do a full skeleton, which is basically taking this whole top part off, even the back. And apparently also does help with the cooling of it as well. I will be doing a review on these soon once I actually use them, because I don't think it'll be smart to do a review if I haven't used them yet, obviously. But I expect high with these. I'm expecting these to work very well, just because I see all the professional barbers use it. I see many YouTube barbers using it, which they're professional barbers as well. So I really am expecting a lot with these, and I'm going to judge these based on that. Based on all the hype, I'm going to judge based on the hype. So if like the hype doesn't live up to how good these are, then I'm going to let y'all know. If these are bad, I'm going to tell you. But I really am expecting high of these. I don't expect them to be bad, especially for the price they're at. They're around apparently $80. That's what my dad said he got them for. So yeah, that's basically that. We're just gonna put this to the test, not on my hair yet, because I mean I know my hair needs it, but not in this video. Stay tuned if you want to see how these actually work on my head. The cord is long enough actually, because I know a problem would be if the cord is too short, but it isn't too short. This cord right here is at least 5 feet, if not 5 feet, then more. All right, now so I got them plugged in, and let's see how these are. Wow, these are actually really quiet. So it doesn't actually turn on. Like I said, this is like sliding. It doesn't actually turn on until you go after that middle point. So after this middle point, boom, it turns on. But I don't know, I would just like to let y'all know that, just to give this more detail. But there's kind of like a snapping sound when you first turn it on. Yeah, I don't think you should be too freaked out about that, because that's just how they turn on. But anyways, that's really all. Yeah. So yeah, those are just the trimmers. I will be doing a review on them pretty soon, letting you know how they cut and how they actually hold up and everything. But if you actually want to see me cut my hair with those trimmers, then make sure that you stay tuned to the channel, because I will be doing that pretty soon, probably in the next video, to be honest. If not, then probably the video after that. And I'll most likely tell you the pros and the cons and all that good stuff. But yeah, I thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to like it. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so y'all never miss out on another video from me in the future. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.